RedNationBlogga back with another video. Before I get started, I'm at 943 subscribers, y'all. Thank you guys so much for subscribing to the YouTube channel. We're almost at 1K. That's a big goal for me. So tell a friend who knows a friend that's a Rockets fan that if they want Rockets content, if they love the Rockets basketball, to subscribe to my YouTube channel. RedNationBlogga is right here above me. Y'all know how to find me. Typing in on YouTube is very simple. Also, I'm looking at my subscribers. 69.7% of my audience in the last 28 days is not subscribed. 30.3% of my audience is subscribed. So if you guys can please just hit the subscribe button, man. It costs nothing. It's free. It helps me out a lot. Subscribe, leave a comment, rock with me, man, because I'm rocking with you. I'm going to be here for almost every single game this season, as many games this season as I possibly can do. Without further ado, let's get into the video. The Houston Rockets defeat the Dallas Mavericks 110-102. This game was a complete and utter rock fight. This game, both teams wanted to win. Both teams battled. Both teams brought their best effort to the table. Both teams had injuries. Jabari Smith Jr. didn't play this game. Tari Eason had to start. And in spite of all of that, the Houston Rockets come away with the dub. That being said, it was a very, very rough night. Starting in the first quarter, we saw a lot of double big with no Jabari Smith. You kind of had to go double big more, which meant more Capella minutes. He played 11 minutes, more than his usual 4 to 5 to 6 minutes. He played 11 minutes. Actually contributed tonight. 4 points, 8 rebounds, shot 2 of 4 from the floor. Capella is just knocking off that rust, man. I'm going to give him time. Last year, I didn't see the vision with Steven Adams early on. I remember complaining vividly about how I didn't understand why he was on the court, especially versus certain teams. This year, I understand that sometimes guys that haven't played in their last situation on a team that they last was on, sometimes they need a chance to knock that rust off and they'll be better for it later on in the season. I think that Clint Capella is clearly going to be one of those type of players where he's knocking off that rust. He's getting back in a rhythm slowly but surely. Ime knows what he's doing when it comes to this. I know that because I saw what he did last year with Steven Adams. But again, just my issues with the double big, and it started early, middle, second half, closing. I just don't like the 2-3 zone that the Rockets run out of it. And it's not that I'm opposed to the zone. I'm only opposed to the zone because we're giving up second chance opportunities, or we're giving up 3-point shots, or we're falling asleep and leaving guys wide open for backdoor. Like, it's just too many times where I'm seeing guys fall asleep in zone coverage. Okogie is a man-to-man defender. As soon as he gets in zone, PJ Washington goes backdoor, who has been killing us all game, gets an easy layup. If you play man-to-man defense, I don't think PJ Washington could score more than 10 points on Josh Okogie in a 48-minute game, because Okogie is a man-to-man defender. He's used to flying around. He's used to getting out there, being physical, being in your face. And when you have a guy in Okogie and you're asking him to play a timid style of defense, which is the 2-3 zone, is just going to give up bucket after bucket after bucket. Dallas shot 9 of 36 from 3, which ultimately isn't going to kill you. It doesn't look terrible on the stat sheet, but when you look at when these buckets came and you consider the fact that this game was nip and tuck the entire game, I think the biggest lead was 8 points or something for the Houston Rockets, never got to double digits, if memory serves me correct. Like, it matters in this type of a game. So 9 to 36 on the forefront seems like, oh, the Rockets did their job in 2-3 zone. But when the threes came matters. And the fact that the Rockets can never pull away because they're running a double big is just, it's very frustrating to me to watch that lineup. It really is, because just over and over again, how many easy points they give up because of how often they run it. And as soon as down the stretch, when the game mattered, they ran man-to-man. They were able to start closing out possessions and finishing possessions and being able to stop their man because they were playing a man-to-man style defense. It's that simple. Aman Thompson finishes with 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists, 2 stocks, +3, 11 of 18 from the floor, 1 of 3 from 3. Got to knock down his free throws. He was only 4 of 7, could have had 30 points. Aman Thompson really took over this game in the second quarter. It was so fun to watch in the first half. In the second half, he only had 7 points, but his buckets in the second half were more timely, and they came when the Rockets needed it versus when they didn't need it in the first half. But Aman Thompson is just, again, he's learning on the job. He's learning on the job. Only had 4 assists tonight. It doesn't seem like it's anything to write home about. It doesn't seem that it's anything that's impressive, or at the end of the day, when you see the progress that Aman Thompson is making, he's still making his mistakes. There was a play in fast break where he had the ball. He could have simply got it to Okogie and got the ball back and finished. He tried to finish, missed the layup. The Dallas Mavericks go down the other way. And it's just plays like that you want to erase from Aman Thompson. You want to completely eradicate that from his game. But these guys are young players, and they're playing, and they're thinking fast, and they're processing fast. And a lot of this stuff is going to happen, and we have to take the bad with the good, just like we have to take the good with the bad. It's simple as that. Tari Eason got the start tonight. Again, ever since I think the Detroit game, maybe since this win streak, and maybe not including the Brooklyn game, but since this win streak, Tari Eason has been a much better player. 15 points, 4 boards, 2 assists, 3 stocks, +8, 6 and 9 from the floor, 3 of 5 from 3, only 1 turnover. The turnover was really bad, though. Terrible. 83 true shooting percentage. Tari Eason's impact this game was really, really great. I'm so glad, again, that the contract situation is over with. I'm so glad that he isn't allowing that type of stuff to affect his play on the floor. It seemed like against OKC and against Detroit, he was actively selling. He was actively tanking his stock. But ever since then, he's seemed like he's turned over a new leaf, and it seems like he's more equipped to do the right things on a night in and night out basis. In the second half, the Rockets kind of started off slow in the second half. Offense wasn't getting it done. It was just really slow. Alperen Sengun, I think, had got benched to start off the third quarter because he was playing he started off so slow. Might have been the third quarter or the fourth quarter. I can't really remember. But PJ Washington took over that quarter. He absolutely took over. He was making floaters consistently, making jump shots, creating his own shot off the dribble. He looked like a superstar. He looked like the Mavericks, clear-cut best player. And he was tonight. 29 points. 12 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 steals, 1 block, 11 of 20 from the floor, 55%, only 2 turnovers. PJ Washington was great tonight. He was great tonight. If you didn't know basketball and it was your first time watching basketball, you would think that this guy is a bona fide all-star, everyday, all-NBA type player. He did his thing tonight. Nights like tonight when the team is shorthanded and nobody else is really giving you much of anything, these are the type of games that you got to have. And for all intents and purposes, he did his job. We saw Ime Udoka do something a little different. I think when he benched Alperen Sengun early in the third quarter, we actually got Aaron Holiday rotational minutes for the first time this game. No Reed Shepard. He wasn't the first one off the bench. It was Aaron Holiday, and I want to say it was Steven Adams that checked in, or it may have been Jay Shante, but I'm pretty sure it was Steven Adams. If I'm not right, correct me in the comments below. But we saw Aaron Holiday minutes early on. We saw him contribute in those minutes. He played 10 minutes, had 6 points, was a +7, 2 of 3 from the floor, 1 of 2 from 3, 87 true shooting percentage. He was anticipating. He was hyped up. And shout out to Aaron Holiday for just being ready, being a professional, being that guy that you could really, really depend on. When his number is called, he's going to go out there. He's going to produce. He's going to know his role. He's going to play his role. The only thing I will say is in the 10 minutes, he had 2 turnovers and 2 fouls. Crazy work. I don't even know how you were able to do that in 10 minutes of play, but he did it. You know what I'm saying? So shout outs to Aaron Holiday for being ready. I'm not going to really kick his back in or whatever for the play that he had. But it is funny to see that he had the 2 turnovers. But a shout out to Aaron Holiday for being ready. Let's get to the best part of the show, my favorite part of the show, the good. Alperen Sengun and Aman Thompson. I already talked about Aman Thompson, 27 points, 5 rebounds, 4 assists. He's, like I say, he's learning on the job. He's learning on the job. But Alperen Sengun, 26 points, 11 rebounds, 6 assists, 10 of 20 from the floor, 6 of 11 from the free throw line. Yikes. I could deal with 2 or 3 misses. 5 free throw misses. Man, yikes. 52 true shooting percentage. Yikes. Like, this is the one thing that's keeping Alperen Sengun from reaching the next level as a player. This is the next, like, even though he's already elite, he's already a offensive stalwart. We saw the move that he did where Kevin Durant is in the corner in closing time. Alperen Sengun has the ball at the top of the key, 35 feet away from the rim, takes Daniel Gafford off the dribble, sets him up, go act like he's driving left, spins right, float game to boom, to get the Rockets, kind of push the Rockets away, get him a little bit more cushion. These are the type of plays from Alperen Sengun that are great and why you call him an elite basketball player. But it's the 10 of 20 from the floor. It's the 5 missed free throws. It's the moments in the game where sometimes he doesn't look like he knows what he's doing. It's the 3 turnovers. It's those plays where you're like, man, like if you were just a little bit more efficient, if you were just a little bit more worthy or reliable when it came to we need a bucket, can you get us a bucket? In the mid-range, in the middle of the floor, not just in a restricted area. And if you could hit your shots from 3, if you were just a little bit more reliable in these spots, it just completely changes the trajectory of where you are as a player. It changes the trajectory of how the other team can defend you. And even with all of those problems that I have, I still have Alperen Sengun in the good because that's just how great of a player he is. So Alperen Sengun is in the good. Again, the other players I mentioned earlier, Tari Eason, Aman Thompson, those guys really did a good job tonight. The bad. It's going to be a first for this player. I don't think that he's going to be in this category a lot next season. Kevin Durant, 21 points, 6 rebounds, 5 assists. Solid stat line, right? 6 of 18 from the floor, 2 of 8 from 3, 7 of 7 from the free throw line, so he cashed out. 3 turnovers, only a 49 true shooting percentage for the great efficient scorer that is Kevin Durant. I will say in the fourth quarter, he hit back-to-back threes. Even though he was 2 of 8 from 3, when they needed him most and they called his number, he hit back-to-back buckets, big-time buckets, and you just kind of knew it was going in because KD is just not going to miss that many times, even though he did tonight. He's just not going to miss that many times and just not show up at all. He got 21 points. He did his thing. One thing I will say, even though he's in the bad, his facilitating was on par tonight. From beginning to end, it was on par. If it didn't lead to an assist, it led to a hockey assist. It led to somebody else getting an open look. It led to a foul. He just, offensively, facilitating-wise, Kevin Durant was great tonight. He was great. But shooting, which is his bread and butter, which is why he's called the most efficient scorer of all time, especially as a perimeter threat. He was bad tonight. He has to go in the bad category. The downright ugly, I will put 2 players in here. Both of these players, I'm going to give a caveat to. Both of them. But they are going to be in the downright ugly tonight. Reed Shepard, 5 points, 5 rebounds, 3 assists, 2 turnovers, 2 of 7 from the floor, 1 of 4 from 3. Now, the 2 shots that Reed Shepard made were big-time shots. You do see the flashes. He had an assist tonight to the corner to Tari Eason where he broke down the defense. Soon as he stepped in that paint, swung it to the weak side, Tari Eason cashed in the 3. So you see the flashes in Reed Shepard's game, and you see the flashes in his playmaking ability. You really do see the flashes. But defensively, early on especially, he was getting picked on, he was getting bullied, and he does this thing where he's gambling for steals, and he's not getting them, and it's compromising the team's defense. So that's one thing. The other thing, it seems like with Reed Shepard, when the game is moving fast for him, you could tell. And when the game is moving slow for him and he looks like how he looked in Boston, or he looks like how he looked in Toronto, or he looked how he looked tonight in certain moments, the good moments, versus Dallas, you could tell, oh shit, he's figuring it out. He's feeling good. His confidence is rising. But then when it's like in a flip of a switch, it could go bad. It was a sequence where he had a bad defensive sequence or a good defensive sequence, got the ball, went down court, dribbled it off his foot, and went out of bounds. You know, it's just that type of stuff with Reed Shepard, it just happens like that. It happens in a snap. And it's disheartening for a player of his caliber and for somebody that's as in his corner as I am, that's actively rooting for his success. And lastly, with Josh Okogie, this just, 0 of 5 from the field, 0 of 5 from the floor, 0 of 3 from 3. Like I said, he missed some guys, especially in that zone defense where guys just got behind him or guys just fell asleep, missed an assignment. It just wasn't a good Josh Okogie game until they put him in man-to-man. And lastly, I would just say this. The double big, again, I don't have a problem with double big, but I have a problem with the zone defense that we play when we're running double big. In the closing moments of this game, when we're going double big and we're giving up 3-point shots, I can't rock with it. I just can't. It irks my soul knowing that we have Josh Okogie, Aman Thompson, Tari Eason, Kevin Durant, Alperen Sengun. It irks my soul knowing that we have these types of defenders on our team, especially on the perimeter, and we're opting to play a double big type play style defensively where we're playing zone and we're giving up wide open threes. We're letting the other team off the hook. We're not letting them earn anything. They're just getting to their spot, getting to the middle, shooting the flow shot. It cannot happen, and it happened a little bit too much in this game. That's all I got tonight, guys. As always, thank you for watching. Please like and subscribe once again. Let me know what I missed. Let me know what I didn't miss. Let me know what you agree with. Let me know what you didn't agree with. As always, guys, thanks again. RedNationBlogga, out.